Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Now, people, I think we all need to count to three and say, we're sorry, Bob Arum. You are not a racist. Because let me tell you, this fight between Crawford and Spence, forget about it. It's out of here. That fight's not happening. And Bob Arum has nothing to do with it. So Terrence Crawford can't blame him this time. We can't blame him. We can't sit here and say, the man precluded this fight from happening. It's all crap. It's a shit sandwich, okay? Look, I was watching the video today, right? Listening to Terrence Crawford talk. Terrence Crawford never ever talks about fighting Virgil Ortiz, fighting Boots Ennis. He never talks about that. All of a sudden, he's like, yeah, I'd fight Virgil Ortiz. He's a great fighter, strong fighter, hard puncher, but it takes a guy like me to get in there and beat him. So yeah, that's the fight I can see probably happening real soon. So when he said that, it's like, okay, what's going on now? So it sounds to me like the Spence ship, the big fish ship, has started to sail. All because of Terrence Crawford. Feeling that he deserves Terrence Crawford feeling he deserves more than what he's really worth. And he went out here, he hired a top lawyer, suing Bob Arum for $10 million, saying that systemic racism over there at Top Rank. They intentionally didn't market him and develop him into a marquee pay-per-view star. Talked about Floyd Mayweather's complaints. Bob Arum did go on record back in the day and said, hey, they were wrong. They didn't really know how to promote Floyd. You know, they didn't understand that urban audience, as Bob put it. But at the end of the day, let's be real. Could Bob Arum and his team have marketed Floyd the way Floyd marketed himself? Would Bob Arum would he have understood Floyd Mayweather doing the electric slide and shit during his training camps? Would he have understood a lot of guys talking with a lot of slang, a lot of profanity, a lot of use of the N-word? You know, would Bob Arum have really understood and been comfortable with those kind of behaviors? Because these guys represent his brand, Top Rank. Now, a guy like Lou DiBella, I could see him understanding that and being all for it because of where he's from. And although he's a Harvard grad, he's kind of grown up more, I would say, exposed to the concrete jungle. But Bob Arum, especially at his age and everything, he don't have time for that. He doesn't get all that. You know what I'm saying? But from what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing Bob Arum as a guy. Hey, look, I'm not seeing anything where I would say that the man's a racist. Now, one thing we do know, right? Bob Arum. See, this is, I'm not saying there's some stuff, because remember, I'm just going off what I know. I have no idea, neither do you, know what type of things were said or done, in addition to just a perception. The black and white, what specifically, what can Terrence Crawford prove to say Bob Arum intentionally tried to hold him back as far as his promotability and marketability and ability to generate huge pay-per-view events, right? What specifically did Bob Arum do to prevent that because he's a black man? I don't know that. And that's the problem. But one thing I do know, and this is a fact, Bob Arum claims, it's a claim now, but it's a fact that he said it. But it's a claim that he lost $20 million on Terrence Crawford. $20 million. So if Bob Arum lost $20 million on Crawford, now if we want to peel that back, right? Bob Arum says he lost $20 million. Does that mean projected profit? Or does that mean $20 million he took out of his own pocket to give him, to put him in the hole? You see, if he projected to make over 3 fights with Terrence Crawford, $25 million, right? And over those 3 fights, he made profit, $5 million. He could still be counting that difference of $25 million and $5 million as a $20 million loss. So it puts him in the red as far as what he projected to make. But he still comes out in the green because he still made $5 million. Do you understand? And that's less expenses and everything else. So we got to understand when we're looking at these statements, stop and try to peel the layers back. But we can only peel it back so far because we're only privy to, a minuscule amount of data. All right? So I don't jump and get excited when anybody says something about somebody else, whether it's financially, whether it has to do with race, whether it has to do with marketability, being able promoting them. It's like I can go with what you tell me to a certain point. Then I can go and try to find those factual things. But then after that, you can only go so far with it because you don't know. And a guy like me, I'm going to try to peel the layers back. So Bob Arum, if Terrence Crawford says the man was a racist, what specifically did he do or say? Okay? Doesn't matter what I feel. I understand that. I understand. I'm 47 years old. I know a person can not say something and emit a certain kind of vibe. I get it. But that shit ain't going to hold up in court. My thing is, what specifically did this 90-year-old man say? Okay? Now, I do know Bob Arum loves Lomachenko. Calls him a friend. I do see the vibe with him and Tyson Fury in the ring. Tyson Fury. Bob Arum in the ring singing those songs and shit. He can barely keep his mouth, with his tongue hanging out his mouth, and he singing. Everyone else stopped singing. Bob's still singing, looking stupid. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was at the end of one of Tyson Fury's fights. I think it was with, it may have been with Deontay Wilder. But man, that shit was hilarious. Bob started singing. It wasn't the American Pie song, but anyway, I'm getting off on the wrong thing. But I was laughing my butt off watching Bob Arum because everyone stopped singing. He had a microphone, his tongue was hanging out of his mouth. But anyway, $20 million. But this is the bottom line, okay? Whether you like Terrence Crawford, whether you like Bob Arum, right? I don't care for either one of them. And what I mean by that is, I'm not invested in either one. I'm just talking. One thing that we know is a fact, okay? Terrence Crawford's marketability, if his marketability equaled his ability in boxing, if his marketability equaled his ability that he displays in the boxing ring, Terrence Crawford will be a gazillionaire. And that has nothing to do with race. Okay? Let's be fair, man. Terrence Crawford. We all can look at him. We know what his race is. The things he can do in the ring, he's special. He is special. Lomachenko, the things he can do in the ring, he's special. Lomachenko has 2 gold medals. Which one is more marketable right now? I don't think Lomachenko is any more marketable than Terrence Crawford. I don't think Lomachenko makes more money than Terrence Crawford. Okay? Who else does Bob have over there that's really making dough? Because Terrence Crawford was getting paid $3 million, $5, $6 million. Terrence Crawford was getting paid millions. Now, he can't compare himself to no damn Tyson Fury, okay? Tyson Fury, let me tell you, even Floyd Mayweather, you know the difference between Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford? Floyd Mayweather didn't run from the camera. Floyd Mayweather had a plan of action. Tyson Fury didn't run from the camera. Tyson Fury had a plan of action. Okay? These guys knew how to promote themselves. Even Earl Spence. But Earl Spence, it's very unfortunate what happened to Earl Spence. But Earl Spence had help. And what I mean by that is not the kind of help you want. But that car accident, man, that helped him. The sparring he did with Floyd Mayweather and Floyd coming out talking about him, that helped him. Supposed to fight Pacquiao, had the eye issue, came back, picked up another belt, that helped him. So the whole big fish thing, man down, strap season, Lions this, all of that helps his marketability. When you hear Lions only, what do you think about? Charlo, Spence, Texas. When you think strap season, who you think about? Spence. The big fish, Spence. Okay? Okay? The one thing that Spence doesn't play up, which I think he should, is being, Pops being Jamaican. Okay? So he comes from that, he comes from that lineage. He should be talking about it. You understand? I would. My people from Trinidad and Tobago. Boom. All this time I've been doing videos, I never said it. I'm saying it now. You think I wouldn't be out there, man, repping? Of course. I'd be out there repping the flag. You know what I'm saying? You should. But he doesn't do it for whatever reason. So we just list a myriad of things that when you hear, you think Earl Spence. What's something that you think about when you hear Terrence Crawford? What's something that's mentioned when you hear about it, you think about Terrence Crawford? I'm waiting. Nebraska? There's nothing. Because Terrence Crawford hasn't marketed himself. He doesn't promote himself. No one's going to love you like you love yourself. And he didn't take care of himself the right way. You would depend on Bob Arum to do it? Come on, man. Come on. And Bob Arum said it, man. He didn't bite his tongue. The fact that Terrence Crawford isn't a pay-per-view star has nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with me not trying to promote him, not trying to encourage him to talk more, not trying to encourage him to develop almost like a character, something that can help your marketability. Step out of where your comfort zone and put yourself out there. That's going to help you. Terrence wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. And you know what? He's a silent killer, silent assassin. That's who he is. Okay, no problem. We accept you, Terrence, for who you are. But don't come out here looking for Floyd Mayweather money. Because Floyd Mayweather, that character he created, that ain't the real Floyd. That Adrian Broner, that character he created, is part of him, but a lot of that is just all extra BS. Earl Spence, the big fish, the this, the that, the that, part of him, but a lot of that is BS. Hector Camacho, a whole lot of that was him. Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomber, and want to get a body on my record and bomb squad and all this noise. That's all things that were created to help with the marketability. And Terrence Crawford didn't do that, man. So his pay-per-view numbers have been dreadful because it's a failure to market itself. Now he's here with Spence. We're not getting the fight because he feels he deserves something that he hasn't earned. The same thing Bob Arum was telling us about him. How are you going to give this man $20 million, $25 million? That's what he wants. How are you going to give him that? Okay, I did videos on this. I'm not going to go into that. But what I'm telling you is the same issues that Bob Arum had with him, the guys trying to make the fight between Spence and Crawford are facing the same challenges. Bob Arum wanted to do more for him, he just couldn't. So now, are the guys over at PBC, are the guys at Showtime, are they all racist now? Okay, Earl Spence are racist. Come on, man. So it's just really unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate, man. Just to know that, and that lawsuit's still going on. I said this in a video like 4 months ago. Who's gonna really want to do business with somebody that has an ongoing lawsuit? All right, I'm not saying that should stop anything, but who wants to go in there and get caught up in that entanglement, man? Who wants to get there and mingle with somebody that is calling people racist and got lawsuits and this, that things are unresolved? That shouldn't stop a fight. But who wants to go out there and get caught up in that mess? You know what I mean? It's crazy. But the thing is this, man. I think Terrence Crawford felt that he was going to get sidelined at Top Rank because of just the fact they felt that he wasn't marketable. They say they lost money on him. In addition to that, Terrence Crawford was getting frustrated. And, you know, you got to look at how many times he was fighting. How many times a year was Terrence Crawford fighting? This man was sometimes not even twice a year. That's horrible. All that talent. So, you know what? Him and Demetrius Andre kind of fall in the same situation. Guys ain't getting fights. Now, I'm not saying they're the same. Andre turns down a lot of fights. Okay? He could be fighting more. He just turns down a lot. So we gotta, you know, let's be as transparent as possible. So Terrence Crawford, man, I honestly feel what's gonna happen with Terrence Crawford, but he's a prideful man. Same thing with Teofimo. Him and his dad, his big mouth clown father, dissing Bob Arum every opportunity, bad talking, slandering his name. Remember they were going to Triller? Teofimo and his dad. Triller this, Triller that, J-Lo, this, that. Mark Anthony. We dancing salsa, we dancing bachata. Who had the arroz con pollo? Who making the menudo, right? Saison con achiote, right? All that was going on with them. Boom, Triller couldn't figure it out. These jackasses go back in the Top Rank. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Arum. Yeah, they became real nice to Mr. Arum. Top Rank is where it's at. Yeah, Top Rank. That's Teofimo's dad. Top Rank. Yeah, they know they have a vision for Teofimo, for my son. Yeah, we're gonna go. You know, we don't win a champ. You know, and by the way, you know, God's got us. Shut up, man. Out here kissing, and Bob sitting there just humble as ever, like you clowns. Terrence Crawford got a little more pride. I have a feeling Terrence Crawford's have a little bit of regret about the move he made. And you know, the sad thing is, he left Top Rank. Nothing wrong if he left Top Rank. You feel that that's not the right fit for you? Go on and do what's best for your career. But he still didn't do anything as far as to help his marketability, to help as far as his being able to promote himself, and to increase the price point, and to possibly attract more pay-per-view buys. He's done nothing. He seldomly does interviews. And don't get me wrong, married man, got a bunch of kids, active in sports, dedicated father. I get it. But you can't come out here and continue to do the same thing and expecting different results. It's just not going to happen. So now you got Earl Spence with 3 belts, Crawford with this 1 belt. You got mandatories. Hey, at some point, I'm telling y'all it's coming. And I honestly feel that Terrence is getting that heat from Virgil Ortiz as a mandatory. And I think, Spence is already getting heat for Stanley Eunice, Keith Thurman. And, Virgil Ortiz is out there, but Stanley Eunice and Keith Thurman are right down Spence's neck. Okay? So this Terrence Crawford Spence thing, people forget about it. I shoot to sell, right? And it's really unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate. Crawford, some people have him ranked as the best boxer out there today. Some have him as second best, but, it is what it is, man. Really, really crazy, man. And I don't know, man. This revolting racist bias, as far as what Bob Arum feels he's obliged to promote. Who's Bob Arum really, going all out for when it comes to promoting? Terrence Crawford, when I look at it, who's he really breaking his neck for? I know Lomachenko, but maybe Lomachenko's easier to deal with. Maybe Lomachenko isn't worried about trying to make $20 million. But one thing we do know is Bob Arum not giving up that kind of money either. You look at when Floyd Mayweather had somebody buy, I think Jay Prince buy his contract out. Bob Arum had just re-upped some contract with De La Hoya. Well, De La Hoya's gonna be making like $20 million a fight or something crazy. Floyd was gonna make like, what was it, like 500,000 or some shit, or $5 million over like 12 fights, something crazy. And that was just a slap in the face. It really was. And Floyd took off. He did the right thing. He never turned back. But I'm not seeing anything comparable to that with Crawford and Arum and the stable over there. But right now, as far as Terrence Crawford's move from Top Rank, Arum is sitting there saying, "I told you so." That's exactly what Arum. He said that in an interview. I told you so. It's just the money's just not there for him, and it's sad. It's sad. Now they got to look at the site they're going to now. Now there was some rumblings about maybe they should take it to Saudi, but let me tell you, man, these Saudis not stupid. They want to have big boxing matches and all that, but they're just not gonna give you $40 million a piece. They're not just gonna give away money. You know what I'm saying? They're just not gonna do that. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of giving up on this whole thing, man. It's ridiculous, man. It was a bombshell lawsuit, and I understand it. I definitely think that there's some things there that maybe we're not privy to. But at the end of the day, look at where we're at right now with this whole situation. Top Rank was supposedly holding this man back. He's not holding him back now. He's holding himself back. The things that Top Rank recommended, I'm not saying that he had to do it all, but there's a lot of it he just pushed back. He didn't want to work with them. He didn't want to hear what Bob had to say. And at the end of the day, I don't know the whole story. None of us do. We just know what gets posted. But when I look at the fact that this fight can't get made, look, if he would have took, and some people are going to say, no, why should he take, look, man, why can't you be Devin Haney? Oh, he's not Devin Haney. He gambled on himself, didn't he? And I personally think Terrence Crawford would beat Errol Spence. Majority of people think that. But going out there, take the 60-40 fight. Clip him. And then in the next fight, depending on how they write those contracts, he may be in the next fight for a 50-50. So they're not writing these contracts to where if you beat me in this first fight, the second fight you get the lion's share. Nah. These guys are shrewd businessmen when it comes to these contracts. But let's say he would have took a 60, if it was a 60-40, he took it. That fight, we would have been fighting in November. And then a rematch for whatever. Because I think he beat Spence. Then the rematch, who knows, but probably beat Spence then. Then he goes on. He's out of here. So November, December, January, February. So maybe the rematch is around, they fight in November. Maybe the rematch is, February, March time frame. Gets in there, bangs him out again. Terrence Crawford has all the belts. He's out of here. Now he's where Deontay Wilder is. As a minimum that he gets before he gets in the ring. But look at what he put himself through. Look at what he did. Okay? Look at what Devin Haney has done. You got to pay attention, man. Look at Charlo. Hell, look at Earl Spence, man. Earl Spence only giving 50-50, 50-50. And I get it, that hurt him going into these negotiations because Crawford and B-Mac, Bo-Mac, whatever, Big Mac, they're there watching everything that's going on. And they're like, we want some of that too. That's that greed, man. That's that greed. They don't deserve that. I don't care what no one says. I get it, but they don't deserve that. But now, because of that greed, look at where they're at now. Earl Spence can go out here and fight somebody and still make big money. Who's Crawford associated with? Who's he signed to? Who's promoting Who's promoting Crawford? Who's he signed to? Was he a free agent? Man, this is stupid. Crawford's not young. But anyway, man, I'm going to leave y'all with that. I genuinely think we owe Bob Arum an apology. Because this shit, as soon as he left Bob Arum, we just knew the fight was going to happen. It's still not happening. Now he talking about fighting Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis. It's crazy. Total 180, man. I really have nothing to say about Earl Spence no more. But who knows, man? You know, next week we may get an announcement. You know, maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I'm just going off what he said. And to be honest with you, I'd just be glad when they settle this lawsuit, and then we can get some facts on what happened. You know, what's the real deal? Because there's got to be something to what Bob Arum's saying about Crawford. There's got to be something to what Crawford's saying about Bob Arum. But I could care less about all that. What I'm looking at is the thing Bob Arum said about Terrence Crawford that made it hard to meet his financial demands. Now Terrence Crawford left, and he still can't make the damn fight with Earl Spence because of his financial demands. And the fact that his marketability doesn't equate to his ability in the ring. It is what it is. You can argue about everything I said in this video, but you can't argue about that. Terrence Crawford's marketability doesn't equal his ability in the ring. And that's what's hurting him right now. If it equaled his ability in the ring, he'd be the one, the A side. There wouldn't be no 50-50 like I've been saying. They're both the number ones fighting for undisputed. Nah, he would be the A side. But it's not like that. Okay? That being said, man, it's not like that. So that being said, y'all keep cool. I appreciate your support. Shout out to the veterans. We're almost at 830 subscribers. Almost to 1,000. We're on our way. More videos to come. Y'all keep cool. And as always, I'm in the breeze.